And welcome back, folks. We are in Satisfactory now after spending a couple hours in Minecraft. Fun Saturday afternoon, just chilling out, hanging with y'all, doing a little bit of video games. And I've been in Satisfactory all week. I've been working on this project for quite some time, and we're hoping to make some more progress with it. Today might be laying some tracks. It might be doing some decoration. We'll have to see what is really accessible and what needs to be done first. But I appreciate all of you hanging out, especially if you are a Minecraft player and we're here for the Minecraft stream, but now you're checking out Satisfactory because you're curious. I really like this game. I think that there's a lot of crossover between the Minecraft audience and the Satisfactory audience. So it's a favorite of mine and has been for a couple of years. For folks that don't know, we've been building this huge factory based off of Devastator, who is a transformer combiner. And we will be continuing with designs and neon green and purples and things like that. And right now we're at a stage where we need to get some plastic and rubber on a larger scale happening. And I don't remember how much I'm making back at my original starter factory, but I don't think it's a heck of a lot. And so it might be worth it to go and look for another source of that. And I feel like there's some alternate recipes as well that we can look at, but let's flip over and at least start to take a look around. So the last thing we were looking at was nitrogen gas, and currently on our Satisfactory modeler, we've done this section here, and so now we're on to figuring out which of these next things we need to do. Nitrogen gas is needed for fused modular frames. That's also what we need to unlock the next milestone. So that's probably what we're going to focus on. And I need to look up some of the recipes and stuff for that. We also have access to the wiki somewhere. Where did I put that? I need to get into my derived sheet. And the wiki. So nitrogen, sounds like it's nighttime in game, so it's a good time to do this. It's hard to see. So we can convert reanimated SAM into nitrogen gas with bauxite. Interesting. Dad from Bear subscribing at tier 1, 31 months. Thanks very much, Dad from Bear. Really appreciate the support. Nitrogen gas and Caterium. Sorry, from reanimated SAM in the converter. And unpackaged nitrogen gas in the packager. So it's just the packager that we have to worry about. But these are the big chunky boys that we are trying to make with nitrogen gas. And it's also part of rocket fuel, which we have not got to yet. These are all made in blenders too. And rocket fuel. Okay, so let's take a look and see. In the modeler. So we're just going to bring as much nitrogen gas back to the base as we can, I think. Might as well. Because we need 150 or more plus another 50 down there. So that's 200. I think we're going to get 600. I'm not sure what we're going to get out of this and whether it's going to be worth packaging. What was that packaging? Recipe. Fluid tank. It's unpackaging. So it's 240. So we'll get 480 So we'll need 3 tanks per minute per node. That's not a lot of tanks. That's pretty good, actually. Then what's the recipe on the fluid tank? Empty fluid tank. $60 to $60, so it's 1 to 1. So that's pretty easy. Okay. This is our transformer themed base. Let's go straight to the other end. So we're making aluminum. I don't remember exactly how much, so we'll check in there. My sheet should also have it as well. But we might be able to pull this out into a temporary situation. Because right now I don't think we're doing anything with our aluminum. I think it's all just heading into our sheets, or our awesome sinks. There's the aluminum sheets, and there's the aluminum casings. I think all of the aluminum I'm making upstairs is being turned into sheets and casings. So we'd have to siphon off something here. So somewhere in this floor, on the outside here, we'd have to start pulling a little bit of this to make constructors. And these are not operating at full capacity anyway. There's going to be probably feed right there temporarily. Yeah, there's the 4 feeds there. So maybe somewhere in this wall we can pull from one of these and start making canisters. That seems possible. Just pull it right up here. Temporary build it up. And then we can take those and get packaged gas. Then we have to unpackage it here. And then I would have to figure out which of our lanes is open. Most of these left lanes are built up, so we'd have to go with probably a center lane. That way if we have to take the gas in any one direction, we can just move it. So probably this lane right here. Don't know if that's got something on it. Let's see. $14 and $15 are available. Yeah, so probably right there. That'll come in via train. And I guess the next thing is just figuring out what the packaging and unpackaging is going to take. And I don't know how much gas per minute we're getting out of these nodes because I've just not dealt with them before. And this is a packager recipe. Packaged nitrogen gas, 240 and 60, and then unpackage. And get the 60 back. So we may actually have to have a train that's receiving and moving the excess gas. I wonder if it's going to be worth having the gas go down the main tube as a pipeline. Because otherwise we're going to have to take the empty canisters all the way back to the train. So it might be worth putting in a pipeline in the main bus. But then we have to somehow get rid of the gas too.
Your fixed employee monitor camera feed is frozen. Please ensure the monitor feed is live at all times.
Thank you for the cam reminder. Let me just unfreeze that. Sorry about that, folks. So this is really tricky. Because I want to unpackage the gas near the machines that are making the things. I need to package the gas to move it back to base, unless we build the things that are needed to be built elsewhere. But that's the thing about Devastator, I don't have any exports. I don't have an easy way to export stuff. It's all incoming. I guess we could think about building another train station for exports. That would be cool. Well, either way, we want to hook it up to a train. And the recipe for the things I want to build, yeah, it requires parts from here. So it's going to make more sense to bring the gas here. All right, so what I'm thinking is that we get the gas, package the gas on site, or we could try using fluid trains or gas trains. I don't know if that's a good idea. Have a pipeline that goes through there, but at the train station way down there, we'll have the gas unload be put into a pipe, piped in through the factory, and then have the train also receive unpackaged empty canisters to take back to the natural gas, and then repeat the process. So it's like package the gas, unpackage the gas, pick up canisters, go back here, drop off canisters, and then pick up new gas. It'll take a little bit of math, but that's doable. The issue I have is that once we bring the gas down along the main bus, so the gas will come in here and go into this factory up here, once the gas is being used, I guess we just have to make sure that the gas that's coming in is exactly what we need. Because there's no other way to get rid of it. But I guess that's fine, because the gas is not like, it doesn't back up like a belt does. Right? It doesn't back up like a belt does. Okay, so then what's the easiest way to get a train out there? My guess is to take the train. We've got a train track that comes in kind of like this way. So we could veer off in this direction and head up. Probably straight out that way. Or we go around like that. That might be even easier. It's part of the World Train Network. Because coming back down through here won't do any good, because going through the base won't fly. We could do a loop. We could add a loop, probably. Just a whole loop around there. Alright, let's go back to the other end. And I have a nice bird's eye view of the trains, I think. Big Headface, hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. The other thing we can get going today is turning this ugly box into something nicer, which is probably going to be a lot easier than working on trains. Well, trains are pretty straightforward. The gas thing is going to take some prep. Right, so we need to get to essentially the other side of that tower, down on the ocean. Yep. And this is, it's a lot of like ups and downs. This is too steep. Be a pain in the butt. But we have this train network that goes out this way. So I'm thinking that's probably going to be the way to go. Probably the most straightforward, and then we can kind of come around here, I guess. I may have to turn this into 2 lanes. I don't want to because it'll change the... It'll cover up, I think, part of the main bus, but it might be necessary. Can I even do that? I don't know if I can do that. It'll still require some juking and jiving in there. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. It was not designed to be 2 ways. The way back might have to be outside. Because we could have another train line. So here, we could have something fork off this way. And go along here and then around. That is probably the shorter route. And then we just have it connect. Yeah, it would leave off here and then it would come back on here as well. So it doesn't even need to be a roundabout. It would just be like a leave and a return. We would have it be a 2-way track the whole way. That's probably the easiest thing to do. What does that look like? Cosmic, thanks for being awesome. Appreciate it. So we're above everything here, so this would be pretty easy to pull some tracks and go this way. And I would imagine it would be pretty scenic. Very similar to the other track we have on the other side. We could just kind of have it hug the cliffs here. Can have it go over our mine. Kind of line it up in this direction. That is probably the easiest thing. And like I said, it's a cool view here too. We would try to cut down as few trees as possible. And then that would pop us out over here, and that would also give us access to other resources over here as well. I think that's a pretty good plan. I'd like to at least blueprint, or at least look at what that might involve. So let's jump out and throw down some concrete. Do I have enough concrete? I do not. Just one of those bots with a link to follower buying website? Thanks. Yeah, they're everywhere, unfortunately. Alright, we can put some of this stuff away. Nope. Oh, whatever. Is that a new thing? What's a new thing? The follower thing? The bots? No, the bots have been everywhere. No, it's not new. No, the bots have been around for a little while. The more that AI develops, which is happening very, very quickly, the faster bad actors are adopting them. I'm using some AI now with text-to-speech and bots. Not bots, streamer bot, which is like a Twitch chatbot assistant thing. But it all requires like input from me or a mod. As an actor, AI is such a huge problem for me. Oh, yeah. So I was looking for different ways to have AI help me with podcasting. And at the moment, a lot of it tries to replace the person on mic, which is not what I want. I want like editing and caption help and stuff. So what would make the most sense here? Probably, we probably want to veer off ahead of this block. How far away from this? I think that's a pretty good view here. I don't want to be too close. Somewhere's about here, maybe? Now, I don't remember whether we're on the world grid here or not. I don't think we are. I think this is very much Devastator grid. Yeah, world grid goes that way. Because of the orientation of the build, we're probably going to have to get off. But using train tracks to go off grid is usually fine. That's usually fine. So we'll just grab something at the same height. Why is it default green? Oh, because that's a blueprint. That's why. That's fine. Okay, I'm glad I didn't grab anything from that, because that's going to be a few meters off. Yeah, I feel like this section would be good. So I'd have to veer off this way and then come back on this way. So maybe we'll have the exit happen over here. And we'll have the return happen back here somewhere. So 1, 2, 3. Right there, maybe. I don't have to make extra signals, so that'll be great. Yep. I think that'll be good. So again, this is going to be a single track. Do I have a blueprint for single? That's what I want. That's a pretty cool view. So a decent idea of like how I approach doing rails for anybody that's new. For this playthrough, I've decided to go with really simple hover rails. And this is the part where it's going to get a lot of guesswork. But I tend to lay them down on concrete first, plan them out with concrete because it's cheap and easy, and then go from there. Well, I know I pulled from the Devastator grid, so I could just go down this way. I guess we could just line up. I need some space from that cliff, and then I'll just figure out, like, I feel like this section right here is where I'm going to want to be. This is where I really wish that they gave us vertical coordinates. I know they exist in the game, but you as the player don't get to know them. So it's sort of like the y-axis in Minecraft. Because then I could just figure out where I wanted to do it over here, right? Roughly that. I think that's enough room from there. I don't know what the height is going to be, so we might have to actually add in some height changes along here. The only mod that you want in this game is the y-axis? Yeah, totally. Alright, I'm not going to pull from there. I'm going to pull from the train tracks that we're doing. We're going to have to add in some vertical changes, I think. Let's go with this section right here. So I'll try not to veer off. Already I think we're going to come close to some trees. Oh, we're up here. Actually, we should be okay. It's going to make the area feel a lot busier too, which is cool. Realizing that we're using an old foundation model, we could be using one that's a 5 blueprint long section, although I don't know if I have access to the 6x6 yet. I think that's later in the game. So the question here is, do we want to go up at all? Whoops. Or do we want to stay low through the trees? It's a hover track. It's not going to be that high off the ground. I've got a funny feeling we're going to want to go up. For now, though, I will... I'll keep it on the straight, just because I'd rather plot out the X and Y distances first and then change the verticality later. We might even hit the ground here. So I think we're gonna have to go a little bit higher. Now this might be a little bit too close for comfort. And at some point we're gonna want to turn and head in that direction anyway. So it might not be a bad idea. Try to head out that way. I feel like a 45-degree angle might get us past all that. Maybe more like a 30. I find I can usually just gauge this by looking. I don't remember the best way to do this. Don't remember the best way to do this. First, let's get up a little bit higher. So I wanted to do a 45, but I want it to be centered. I guess I just do it that way. So then it would be this block turning onto that block sort of thing. That should be okay. So again, this is probably going to be slightly higher. We're going to want to come up over that part there. All right. I feel like that's a decent angle. Looks like we're going to get past everything. Now we just have to decide how high we want to be through here. Probably around even with that cliff would be a good mark. And we'll just go up in an even increment of however many foundations get us up there. About right. That was a good guess. So that minimizes the number of trees we have to take out. That might be a little bit too close to Devastator, but I would rather be this distance from the cliff, so we're going to leave it like that. And now we just have to figure out where we're going to go up. So we would probably want to be... Yeah, by the time we get to here, we want to be higher, don't we? And we'll go with a nice gradual climb, probably. Oh, I wanted this to be a double track, didn't I? So we're going to be doing double on this side. Right, so go out this way. We'll be coming out on this side, and then back in on this way. That's going to go all the way down to there. I may... Well, that might be far enough. Train will go up. And then level off. I feel like I could probably push that a little bit more. Yeah, maybe 5 foundations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That feels a little bit more natural. Could also bump it back by 1. Hello, the Nookie, how's it going? So here I'm just looking at this, like this space, and thinking like if I put this in the middle, then it'll look kind of cool. So what we'll do is we'll just measure the space in this gap. And we'll put the start of everything in the middle. So I would say probably from there to about here. So let's do 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the middle. That feels pretty central to me. Do we center it over the white sand, maybe? No. Okay, we'll put it there. This will be our hover track blueprint. One of those situations where you want to measure 3 times and build once. We can even build a structure into the side here if we didn't want to have a hover track. We could just have it be built into the side. I think it's totally doable. And it might be worth at this point getting some track laid, because it's going to be better for us to bring a construction train out this way than to have to go back and forth for materials, because I'm going to run out of stuff eventually. I don't know if that's too close, but it feels like we're covering up a lot of stuff, but of course all of this gets deleted after we have the rails in. So this is the way out. And the way out, we'll have to cross over. And the way back, we'll have to duck under, I guess. This is going to be an interesting intersection. Unless I pull away from this way and have this one curve back in. We could have the way back in come here. That's probably better. Right, so when this guy comes back in, we'll go from there. Cool thing is that this should be the same sort of junction. And it's just an offshoot, so we don't have to worry about... well, we might have to do a little bit of a intersection here. So it is a T junction. So we'll put path signals in both of these places. So we've got 1, 2, 3 right on the edge. So 1, 2, 3. So we may have to add in another one of these platforms. So they're going to have other blocks here. I think that looks okay. And then coming this way. For now, we'll do a block. Yeah, okay, so that shouldn't screw anybody up while we're doing this. And that does mean that we should have like a hover track there. Or maybe purple's a better color. Feels kind of odd to have three of them so close together. I guess we could push that farther down. Just depends on where I want to have the block signals. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That could be the better spot. Oh no, I need one with signals. Do I want one with signals? I can just put the signals in myself. That's fine. Man, blueprints really changed this game. Yeah, I think that's close enough where it feels like they're going to be supporting the track without it being kind of too crazy. And then I don't know if I need one here. The only thing I need here is just a block for the exit, so none of this has to be here. I don't think I need another one there. It might look a little bit funny. Although I guess this could use one here to kind of like show the difference, the train height difference. There could be a hover pack there too. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that sort of tracks. We could balance it and have it look symmetrical. Although one of these tends to be... looks a little bit funny with the curve track, like you tend to want to put it on the other side here. I'll leave it for now and see what it looks like. It does look kind of funny without a brick there, doesn't it? It does need that sort of that drop. I wonder if I made this less symmetrical, then I can have this be farther down. Don't know if I like that. Essentially the problem is that I want to bring one of these in. But I'd want the block signal to be in the middle of it, not on the edge of it. And if I bring this over, I find that it looks a little bit funny here. Well, you know what? That's not terrible. I just feel like it would look better just like half a foundation farther down. They're always going to clip through, but that's part of the design. So if I moved this intersection farther down, then this wouldn't be symmetrical. I don't want to bump this over by one. I guess I could do that. But that's symmetrical now too. Alright, we'll leave it like that. The kind of thing that I don't think anybody is going to notice. And this went in the middle. So I want to start going to the middle of a foundation. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some hiking and stuff this summer too. I do get outside a lot because I walk to the gym. So that's the max. Why am I not getting power? I find the hover pack in 1.0 just kind of drops you out of the sky sometimes. Two, three, four. Now, can I do this in a way that's going to make it look good? I think... Do we go with the outside curve or the inside curve? Too close to another switch. What? The rails in this game, man. Well, there's definitely some overlap there that didn't need to happen. That is pretty parallel to me, if you ask. I'm not sure why there's a switch there. There doesn't need to be. Like, that seems like an error to me. Now, hopefully, we can maybe make this a little bit tidier. Might want to back that up just a little bit. So with these, generally what you want to do is start, I believe, from here. But then I feel like the support thing is going to look better maybe in that section. Because then this won't be here. Looks like we're losing the daylight. Time for break. Really close to the train station too, which is nice. The nice thing about being outside in the game is that we could just keep going if we didn't need the break, because at least you can see under the moonlight. Inside at nighttime, though, just does not fly. Cosmic, I like being close to the coast too. 15 or 20 minutes. Well, I mean, I could walk down to the harbor front, but like if I wanted to go outside the city, 15 or 20 minutes in a car at the ocean. It's awesome. All right, folks, I take a break about once an hour. It is that time, so I will be back in just a few minutes. So I just realized that we did not have an access point from the train station to the new track. We were sending trains out to the roundabout, which may or may not be a good thing, because maybe I don't want a really busy intersection here. So we need access from the right-hand line there to the right-hand line going the other way. And we'll have to see what's the easiest way to do that. Thank you, Cosmic. I have to say, after a really busy week of getting like technical stuff working in the game, it's kind of nice just to be taking care of some infrastructure and plotting out the train line. I feel like these are the kind of things that, once they're done, really help your world. You know, when you've got access to a train line that you can use for multiple things, it really does help. So we've got lots of other resources over there too. Yeah, these are still feeling very flat, despite being colorful. I think I need a little bit more depth going on. So over here, we would need a track going from here, which I didn't break up, over to there. And that is going to be at a different intersection. Well, no, we could probably do it here. I could probably just get rid of both of these. Did that go in the right spot? Or did that go higher? I feel like that went higher. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay. That's what I want. So holding control there was the trick. And I guess we could have a T-junction going this way. I don't necessarily need one, but I'll wait for this guy to go by. Seems parallel enough to me. Alright, so because I've been working farther away from the base, we're going to grab our construction train and we're going to head out this way. We're gonna go left. Make sure we clear the intersection. And then I'm going to go back and maybe change some of these signals. I feel like with this one we could probably get away with just blocks, but generally you want to put a path signal on the way in and block signals on the way out. So path. There. That should be green. That should be green. That should be, well, that's going to be black or red. And so the path signals don't slow the trains down. Should be good. Plus there's a short block there, and that's a long block, but that's fine. The only trick here is that any trains leaving, they'll have to wait for the other train to clear this block, this big one here, the bright green one, and that's okay. Nice. So I'm cool with, I think that was 12. Yep. And then 12 again. Nice wide turn here. So what I was hoping to do was have more even spacing down this way. $48. So there's 50. So we could do every 10 instead of every 12. I think what I wanted to do is test this hill to see if this is going to be the right spot for this. And I think it's 2 spots back. It's either that or it's the middle. Hmm. I think we'll go with that one. So what I wanted to test here was how this looks without the concrete. I feel like this, I'm going to want this half a spot back. And maybe a full block back. Yeah, that's going to want to be nudged back a bit. This doesn't have to have block signals on it, though. Oh, that does look funky, doesn't it? Maybe I did that wrong. Yeah, that's not the cleanest, is it? Huh. Do the trains default to driving on the right-hand side, or is that because you're Canadian? Never watched the trains before and got my normal rest of the world. Sorry. Never watched the trains before and got my normal rest of the world is weird vibes with trains on the wrong side. I put them on the right side because I'm a right-hand drive person in Canada. A lot of Americans do it. A lot of British people put them on the other side. The trains go wherever you tell them. In the game, you can have a track going both ways. If you can do it, set it up and avoid collisions, you can 100% do it. 1, 2, 3. Let's try 3. Yeah, that seems to be a smoother connection. Sure. So this is going to be every 10. I guess I have to figure out where this one's going to go. And they'll just alternate the blocks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I might have screwed that up. Nope. And then there should be 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. So we get 11 there, but that's fine. So then which ones are going to have blocks? I was doing every 2, so that's going to have a block. This will have a block. This will not. Oh, this will have a block. That will not. And then we'll need a block on this one. That's a pain. That's a pain. We can always adjust that later, maybe. That is so dumb. Can build one way, but not the other. Yeah, weird. So now it looks like it thinks that there's some sort of signal there. Like there's nothing here. There's nothing to connect to. Like, what's the problem? That's definitely a bug. Because it's not happening consistently. So this is going to be a problem where, just like last time, we will have trouble snapping the block to something that's too close to this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It might be worth it just to push this back. I'm going to switch this so I've got hover capability. So that has to connect to there. This is probably the shortest it can be. There. So that's probably the easiest thing, is to bump this back by a foundation and a half. Because I won't be able to put the block signal there, because it'll snap to that. It snaps like a good 4 meters. See, that seems strange to me. I kind of want this to be underneath that, but I don't know if I can get that going correctly. I don't know if I can get that to be in the middle there. I could try. So I want that to be here. Yeah. It's a little bit more of a gentle curve. that looks okay. Are these the same? Yep. I hope they're the same. Sure. Now we go get the train. That looks about even. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wouldn't mind making this look nicer closer to places where we travel all the time. Oh, is this going to be far enough away? Hopefully. I think that looks all right. It's funny when I have corners like that, I almost want to make like a special like corner double cover thing, but it's hard to take the time. They're really difficult to build. That's why I'm using them as blueprints. That's a pretty cool view. Will not be boring going out this way, that's for sure. Trying to decide if I want that to smooth out a little bit more. Because we went a good foundation farther. So we can go from there. Just genuinely curious, if I went to here. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, I see what I want to do. I want to go to here. That dips down pretty far, doesn't it? Yeah, that's not right. Oh, wow. Nope. So strange. So that's a better curve. Question is it going to look right? I want to see if I can connect it to there. Well, if that's going to have a block seal on it, then this one won't, so we should be okay up here. Yeah, I feel like on foundations, it's trickier than off, but because we're deleting the foundations, it's not a big deal. I almost want to cut the corner here. I'm realizing that we're going out and around the cliff because I was down lower. I don't think I need to go out that far. I think we can change our angle in here, which is going to make more sense. Yeah, I feel like once we clear this, we should be good. So we can just follow the cliff instead of going alongside of it, we can just go over top of it. And that will bring us really close to these nodes if we need to use them for anything. Not that I'm anticipating that, but you never know. We could also turn here, and I think this is an arch. I think we can go under that. Yeah, I'd say about here looks good. This might be a good opportunity to get on the world grid too. Although I suppose if we're going on angles, we're probably going to be off of it anyway. Yeah. I'm not even sure if we're on the world grid as far as height goes. I think Devastator's off. I should... Maybe I should take the opportunity of going up on this hill to get Devastator, to get off of the Devastator grid. I think I need to get on the world grid here. That would probably be a good idea. Hold on. That's a big spider. Yeah, we're just below. So if I get back up on the world grid by this incline, this vertical, then it'll make my life a lot easier, I think, elsewhere. So we will try to do that. It's probably going to be easier. It's going to be easier to go a smidge higher. Probably easier to go a smidge higher. Okay, so what I want is this height. Is that parallel? Real close. So it's not quite. How am I going to do this? I want this to be at this height, but at this level. Yeah, just off by a little bit. The Devastator grid is just that teeny bit off, which is annoying. I guess what we'll do is we'll use the road barrier technique. How am I going to do this? This is the height that I want. The order of operations sometimes in this game really sneaks up on you. So the cool thing about pillars and road barriers is that road barriers don't have any snapping points vertically. You can slide them, which means if I get really accurate here, then I can put something underneath that. And so now this Did I go to the right height? Yeah. That's now the same height. So I can build this out. So it's on this grid, but it's at the world grid height in 1 meter increments. So now all I have to do is just build this back out again. And if I did that right, those should be clipping into the things below them. Yep. Oh, lost my juice. I just didn't die there. Not die, but take any damage. Sometimes I wish that I had gone with the tower route, because they do look cool, but it takes a long time. Okay, so ignore that. Back to this. Now we just have to figure out if that's the direction we want to go. Or do we want to be out here? I don't know because of where that cliff is. Either way, we're probably going to have to cut down trees. I think we're going to have to go a little bit farther to the left. Just like when you're building the machines in this game and the throughput and the belts, like I feel like you have to like know where you're going first. Yeah, we're probably going to be one over there at least. This is going to be tight. Why is there always a tree in the way? I could just go higher. Or lower, for that matter. I guess we could take this back down. Kind of come down through this space. Tricky part for me is that I don't have a really good angled hover track design. Too bad those trees are in the way. I guess we could go over them. That would solve that problem too. It's really only a couple of foundations. I guess the thing to remember is that it really does not take that much to raise or lower the track. It's plotting the route is the hard part. So let's go with 5, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 5. I feel like that'll make a cool curve. $16.17. So we'll do probably just one big block here. Oh, right. We're gonna have to back that up a bit. That's a bit too gradual. I feel like that looks right. Cool. And then up here, I guess this actually works out because then this would be the hover track. And this wouldn't have a block on it, I don't think. So it's 15, a long block, but I think we can do it. We'll just put like a temporary stitch in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. And we'll test to see what this curve is going to look like too. Yeah, much better than some of the tighter 90-degree turns or 45s that I was making before. Very cool. So that will just be a non-support, and then this will be a support over here. Get rid of this. The hover pack certainly makes rails a lot easier. Yeah, see, I feel like that's supporting at the right kind of distance from the curve. And I feel like this one is too. I do kind of wish we could have some sort of effects. Like I wish we had some sort of like light or thing, something we could actually see beams from. I guess if we made these bigger we could, but lumen's probably also a good way to do that too. Speaking of light, I'm about to lose it, and this is where I need to sign off for the day. I've got plans this evening, so I've got to head out. But we got a good chunk of a new train line started, which is great. Which means we know what we're doing the next time we log in. Is that all the way up on top? It is. Perfect. So this is something we may take higher. It depends on how we want to handle that other spot. We could also bring it lower, but we've got the proper grid at least. That slowed us down a little bit. But once we get the final track in, we'll bounce around and start to take out some of the trees that are necessary. I'd like to try to avoid taking out trees if we can. So if, for example, if this ends up coming down by 4 or 5 meters, then those trees will go, but then this one probably won't have to. And so that'll be good. Good to know. I feel like I want to be up above this cliff. I might want to be up here instead of down here. And maybe we'll go over that tree instead of under it. But we'll have to see. Anyway, that's where we're going to wrap things up for today, folks. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks for the moderation help, Sandy and Cosmic. And thanks very much for the hangout this afternoon to everybody else. Appreciate the raid, Aldebar. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for a great week, really. I know that I haven't been playing a lot of Minecraft lately because I've been waiting for the new update to come out. And so I appreciate everybody hanging out for Satisfactory streams and whatnot. I'll be back on Tuesday. A reminder that the time change in Canada is happening this weekend. So you'll have to check out the times in the Discord or on Twitter when I go live. It's 1 p.m., not 1 a.m., 1 p.m. Atlantic. That's UTC minus 4 hours right now, but it'll be minus 3 hours, I think, as of Sunday. So I will see you all next time. Thanks ever so much. Bye for now.